Have you had a chance to read it? Yeah, well, I can't give too much juice away. You understand that? It's teases. It's all teases. I mean, if you give the product away for free, no one's gonna pay for it, right? No. Let me correct all the. We'll start out by correcting all the internet rumors. I still have my house. I didn't file for bankruptcy. I still have my car. I didn't die in New Zealand. I'm not Neil Diamond, T-Boy's brother. I think that pretty much covers the majority of the ones. You know, the internet likes to take things and try and run with it. And unfortunately, as when you're famous, you just got to deal with it. That 47 weeks out of the year, I do stand up. So when you see, stand up on TV, you think, the person's doing well. Well, what about when that isn't on? Those people are working, touring the country, in other countries constantly. I do Canada as well, When you're not televised, these comedy live performances aren't televised. People think, oh, he must be living under a bridge somewhere. He's not working, because he's not in the latest Batman movie, which just isn't true. Oh yeah, I mean, you get residual checks and stuff, but I mean, I make a great living with doing my stand-up. I get to drink beer on the job. I got no boss. I get to work 1 or 2 hours a night, and make what most people make in a week. We are going to talk about the book at some point, right? You're kind of skirting all the issues that are old issues there, my buddy. Well, it's actually the 20th anniversary. We aired in '89, and this is 2009. So, what's funny is that to answer that question, it's the fans. The fans are the ones that it's supply and demand. It's a basic concept. When you get after selling out shows and doing theaters for 2,200 people, when you get stand in line for hours doing autographs afterwards, signing stuff, taking pictures. Every single person saying, hey, I loved it. Hey, what was it like on the show? Who was sleeping with you? Hey, what was going on? Hey, share some gossip. What's some juice behind the set? All these things that are in this book are what everybody in the world has asked me over the last 10 years, even more, every single day. When Mario was accused of rape by that girl way back when, and when NBC tried to squash it, how about when Mark Paul did Circus of the Stars and fell off the trapeze and broke his sternum with his chin, his own chin, when the production was shut down for 6 months? There was all these trials and tribulations that we went through that never saw the light of day. I'll tell you this, whenever you'd see interaction, like any kind of romance or any kind of making out going on between any kind of love interest of any characters on camera, usually life was imitating art behind the scenes. And you know how often, on a TV show and during the episodes, like every other week, someone was making out with someone different. The cast members, like this week Kelly likes Slater, that week Kelly likes Zach, and it just every single episode you got these hormone crazed teenagers making a lot of money. Oh, okay, well this week you're making out with this person. What are they like? Hey, behind the scenes they want to practice. I mean, you got stuff going on like crazy. To find out all the juicy details, that's where you got to buy the book, my friend. Oh, I'm totally proud of being a part of it. I'm a cultural icon. I mean, come on. I can go somewhere in Bangladesh and they know who I am. You can't battle that. I mean, I get hobos on the street in New York saying, hey, Screech, this guy doesn't even own a TV. It's just a really, really big portion of 24 years of performing out of my life. It was a good 10-year jump. The real key is that this book is more, I understand because you haven't read it yet, it's more than just gossip. I mean, I break down how the set worked, like how the days worked, like what kind of work we put into it. There's funny, crazy stories about good, all kinds of good times, all kinds of crazy stuff. People like to latch on to gossip. Who cares if Angelina Jolie adopts an Asian baby? Who cares if Jennifer Aniston's going to break up with someone, or if her nipple popped out in Peru and some guy hung on a tree for 7 days to get the shot and sold it for $400,000 in the U.S.? I mean, who cares? magazine out there that's like, ooh, the guys from Twilight. There's some sort of beach romance we caught. Look, the guy glitters in the sunlight. We get it. Let them be. You know, let them be. They're young and people are just hounding them, and there's all this pressure on people now. I mean, they did one movie that 13-year-old girls fawned over, and all of a sudden, you know, it's just like this storm of press over these people, and it's like Jimi Hendrix. They're just trying to like burn that candle from both ends. They're trying to get a supernova, and you know what happens to the supernova? It burns real bright and fizzle. It's the industry's a lot harder now for kids to do something and get away with it than it was for us way back then. When I was 12, Elizabeth was going on 17. At that age, it's a pivotal age. When you've got someone who is in high school, someone who's a sophomore may not hang out with a freshman because people are evolving hormones, puberty, everything's changing so quick, and people are developing and trying to find out who they are, and this pivotal role, you have to find common ground to bond with someone. Now, as professionals, that's what we did. We did our job. We did the scenes. We did what we were supposed to do. We were all professionals. But when it came to private life and what you do with your own free time, I was the tag-along little brother. As you get older, it doesn't matter. You know, someone 36 and someone 30, they can hang out. But when you're, you know, 10 and 17, ain't gonna happen. I don't know how old you are, but when you were 17, how many 10-year-olds did you party with? No. Well, of course you talk about all those kind of things. Some of your questions I'm not sure about, my friend. I mean, I talk about everything. I talk about everything that I experienced and everything that went on. You know, all the hills and valleys and the trials and tribulations that we went through. There were some good times. There were some embarrassing times. There were some bad times. I mean, it's a full emotional roller coaster, but it's a fun read, and it's a read from a good place. I put some of my own comedy spin on it. That's the tease, man. You gotta get people interested. There's definitely stories. I cover everything. I don't leave anyone out. my friend, you're just gonna have to read the book. I'm sorry I gotta cut this short. My time is getting close. I have some more interviews to do, but I want to thank you for taking the time out to talk to me.